I'm San Antonio Mayor Rod Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these two vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.
Brian Yanselson here at the SCAC Basketball Championships in San Antonio. The Shriner Mountaineers just did something no one has done this year, defeated the St. Thomas Celts. Coach El Rakabawi, how did your team do it?
The players win games. Our players just played a tremendous game today. Guys made big shots. They dug in and played for each other and together defensively. And then this guy right here, was the captain of the ship, and the leadership he showed on the floor, on the sideline was incredible. So the players won the game. That's what it is. We knew they were going to be really difficult to guard and to play against, but we'd had some success guarding them. We had some success scoring. We just needed to put it together for 40 minutes. And these guys had the belief and they had the effort and they got it done.
Alex De Hoyos, I know from talking to your coach before this tournament, you got here right after Shriner won their first championship. Mm-hmm. Can you even find the words to describe what it means to you to make it to the championship match?
I can. I was just talking to him down here and saying this is my first Sunday ever, so it's really exciting, and I can't be more excited to do it with this group of guys, and we just all love each other, and it's been a great ride. So
you came back for a fifth year. Your top 3 scoring performances of the year have been in the last 3 games. Did you ramp it up to a different level?
Maybe so, but I mean, I'm just trying to keep a cool head and know how I had to play and just keep working and believing in myself. And my teammates have so much belief in me, and Coach Rock has all the belief in me. So I can't do anything else but play my game, and it showed tonight. So,
Coach, what is the message to your team and to the Shriner faithful who could come down just an hour drive from Kerrville about what's at stake tomorrow?
Hey, I heard somebody say in the locker room, why not us? We have played every team in this league tough. We obviously knocked off a team that no one had been able to beat. So for our seniors, this is really special to be able to play on this Sunday. And so what could you have better to do on a Sunday afternoon than come watch these guys compete in a championship game? So if you're not coming down, I got to check your heart. I got to check your blood pressure. Make sure you're alive.
You heard him. Coach Rock wants you to come. The championship on Sunday. Shriner will be there. Brian Yanselson here at the SCAC Championships in San Antonio, Texas, with the Trinity Tigers, who just outlasted Centenary to earn a trip to the championship. Coach Jimmy Smith, you split your matchups with Centenary in the regular season, but your offense and defense were flying early. What positives did you see from your team?
I mean, I thought the activity was amazing. The guys were really, all over the place. We had a lot of deflections, which was something we wanted to do. And we just talked about possessions. And I think we forced 20 turnovers again. That's 5 games in a row we've been able to do that. We were able to out-rebound them, which they're a good rebounding team, very athletic. And so we felt like if we could get more opportunities to shoot the ball by having less turnovers and controlling the boards, that we would have a chance to win. And the guys did a great job executing that.
Speaking of rebounds, Tanner Brown, you led the team in scoring, but I know those 9 rebounds are so important to you.
Sure.
What were you doing well against a stingy Centenary defense?
Yeah, I thought just focusing on just like rebounding, because that was a emphasis for coaches, definitely like offensive rebounding, because we think they do not a great job of blocking out. So that was something that we wanted to focus on. Is if you were told to crash, then go crash. And I usually do well crashing against Centenary, so I was like, I think I got a good one today.
You missed several games during the regular season, but you're back. You're looking better than ever. How have you made your way back?
Just putting in the work, getting in the weight room, doing treatment with Chris. I think it's just a process that I've been familiar with since like high school, so it's nothing new to me, and just trusting my teammates and coaches, and it'll all work out at the end.
You're a San Antonio native. You went to high school here, but the first time you played in this gym, it was empty. It'll be anything but empty tomorrow.
Right.
What will it mean to play in your hometown?
It'll be awesome. I know I had a lot of fans and family and friends here, so they're a big support, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, just as today was.
Coach Smith, the Shriner Mountaineers on tap. They've shocked the world. What will it take to defeat the Mountaineers?
I mean, yeah, they're playing really well right now. Every time we play those guys, it's a close game. We snuck one out up there, the last time we played them, and they're kind of switched back and forth in what they're doing defensively throughout the year. Started playing man, then they were playing a lot of zone, and now they're back to playing man again and doing a really good job with it. Obviously made a lot of shots today. So, I mean, we're just going to have to do what we're talking about. We've got to be really active defensively. We've got to, rebound the ball. Obviously, Camden Ross and a lot of the guys that they have are phenomenal rebounders. And then I thought today we did a really good job of sharing the ball and moving it around and getting good shots on most possessions. And so I feel like when we do that, we shoot a pretty high percentage. And so we just, got to continue to stick to the plan that's gotten us to this point. But really proud of these guys and just excited to be here. And like you said, what an opportunity to play in front of your home crowd for a championship. So just excited for tomorrow. Try to get some rest tonight. We'll see if we can do it.
Should be a fun one. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Tanner. The Trinity Tigers headed to Championship Sunday to face the Shriner Mountaineers. The energy in this gym is palpable. Championship Sunday, Part 2. Trinity Tigers, Shriner Mountaineers, all on the line. And the two teams that have made it the farthest in this tournament are 40 minutes away from a spot in the NCAA championships. It'll be the big men, Braxton Berry, Camden Ross, shaking hands at center court. And they are jumping. And here we go. The ball near the baseline, but it goes to Shriner. And there are plenty of Mountaineer fans in attendance here today. Bo Cervantes over to Dylan Mackey, joined by Alex De Hoyos, Camden Ross, and Darian Gibson. The same starting five we've had all weekend. And the Mountaineers turn it over on the first possession right in front of the Trinity student section. Once again, like it's been all tournament long, Reed Rosales joined me, and I'm Brian Yanselson. 10 games, 3 days. This is number 10. We're pumped up, Reed.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And like you said, the energy is palpable. This is the most crowded this gym has been this tournament, and that's saying something.
Braxton Berry slips down low and will be called for the travel. And we hope you can hear it through the broadcast. The Shriner fans filling in the right side of the court for the most part, and then the Trinity fans filling in the rest. And there are not many empty seats left in CalGuard Gym. This is the 2-seeded Tigers taking on the 5th-seeded Shriner Mountaineers, who have had a magical weekend in the Alamo City. They defeated Colorado College on a layup with 4 seconds left, and then they did something no one has done before. They defeated the University of St. Thomas Celts, who were 16-0 in conference play, and now they're in the championship facing these Trinity Tigers.
And not only that, but to even get into the tournament, they had to pull off an impossible comeback against Texas Lutheran up in Kerrville.
They've had their backs against the wall the entire year, but they've been fighting, and they'll continue to fight, no doubt about it. Dylan Mackey trying to find some room. His pass got away from him, but before that, a foul called against Trinity. So the first foul of the day will give the Mountaineers the ball on the baseline. The foul goes against Braxton Berry. As Camden Ross receives the pass, gets it right to Darian Gibson, going to work quickly, short on the hook shot, rebound goes to Mackey, trying to find a teammate, does in Bo Cervantes, and now a corner three, buried by Shriner. An early start for a Mountaineer team who has been rolling from distance. A 3-0 lead. Tanner Brown in the corner. Finds Berry, who's been the go-to on the first 2 possessions. Is doubled. Knocked away by Alex De Hoyos. That's a traveling called on A.J. Clark. 2 possessions, 2 travels by the Tigers. After the Dylan Mackey 3, they're up 3. 2 minutes into this game, and they have not let Trinity even put up a shot.
Yeah, and that was a big story when they played St. Thomas. The defenses came out early, and the offense was shooting very well. They were shooting at around 55%.
Dylan Mackey dealing with Harvey. The Tigers in their coveted zone. Clark over there on Cervantes. Cervantes stops, looking for help, finds Cervantes. The 3 from him, little to the right of the rim. Berry clears the glass. Tanner Brown will put up the triple. It's short, but the board right to Jacob Harvey. You've heard the names already, but Harvey and Brown join Clark, Hanley, and Berry as the starting 5 for the Trinity Tigers. The same one from yesterday's win over the Centenary Gents. Clark in the lane, the floater, not gonna fall, and here comes Shriner. The airmailed pass to Mackey, another 3. Count it! Dylan Mackey not wasting any time. The sophomore from Houston, Texas, puts the Mountaineers up 6. Clark trying to turn the corner, finds Brown on the wing. Still not going to go for Trinity. 3 minutes without a point, and the Mountaineers are running. Brown gets in the way of the dribble, but another Mackey three. Absolutely. Good afternoon to you, Dylan Mackey. 3 for 3 from 3 gives Shriner a 9-0 lead with 16 and a half to go in the first half.
Yeah, they have been super explosive to start out here, and this is exactly what they want. They're carrying momentum from upsetting the #1 seed. They want to prove their might.
Foul on the floor as Clark trying to make something happen offensively. And you hit it right on the head, Reed. It was this exact type of start for Shriner that got people believing, but more importantly, they believed from the get-go. A run early against St. Thomas, and St. Thomas was never really able to catch up. They held one lead in the entire game. The rest of the way, it was Shriner on top. Brown swirls home a three to get Trinity on the board. So Trinity trying to let Shriner know it's not going to be easy in this Calgard gym. Cervantes in the corner, dribbling dangerously, able to wrap it around to Mackey. Oh my goodness! He is not human right now. 4 threes for Dylan Mackey. A foul on the floor yet again as we reach this first media timeout. But holy moly, Dylan Mackey, 4 for 4 from distance to give Shriner a 9-point lead.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. This has to be the toughest game for Shriner because meanwhile, well, you might say with St. Thomas, they were ranked, they're undefeated. Here, this is a home game for Trinity. You can see the crowd there. But Shriner, they've showed up to support their team, and right now, they are taking the Tigers to task. And Mackey, I mean, he's making himself heard very early on in this game.
The two teams talking it over right now. For Shriner, the head coach, Marwan El-Rakabawi, in his 4th season leading the Mountaineers. And in many conversations that now I've gotten to have with him, he told me about Dylan Mackey. He's had a roller coaster of a year, had such high expectations going into this season, and at first he wasn't quite meeting them, so he had to step aside, pull him out of the rotation, and have a one-on-one conversation with him to talk about what he needed to do to get back in there. What did Mackey do? He worked harder than ever, stepped into the gym, and has earned the trust back of his coach, and boy, is it paying off early. All 12 points for Shriner, belonging to the sophomore from Houston.
Yeah, they are exploding on offense right now. And we'll see after this timeout if they can continue having that momentum.
These are two teams that defy what we've had most weekend. All weekend long, we've had seemingly contrasting games, right? An offense that likes to score quickly versus a stingy defense. That's what we had with Trinity and Centenary. But these are two teams that have one thing in common. They like to score early and score often. They are the #1 and #2 scoring offenses in the conference. So expect a lot of points. Millhouse can't get 3 there, but Jenkins climbs up the ladder to get the offensive board, and he's fouled from behind. Caleb Jenkins, the spark plug for the Trinity Tigers, had 15 points yesterday off the bench and immediately makes an impact here.
Yeah, and Caleb Jenkins, no, not the tallest player on the court, but for him to go up and get that ball, it shows how much of an athlete he really is.
Here Jenkins will bring it in to Ty Williams. A.J. Clark backing down his defender in the post. Still not falling from the floor, but Trinity earning a few fouls now, and this one will send them to the line, so that'll be 14 fouls on Shriner with 15-18 to go in the half. Certainly something to keep an eye on for a Trinity team that loves to get to the line.
Yeah, they love going to the line, and we'll see how many free chances Shriner will give them.
Short on the first free throw for Clark, who we found out yesterday was the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. None better defensively than Clark. Also, a member of the first team in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. So in his 5th year, the San Antonio senior has done what he can to lead the Tigers here. Gets the second free throw down, and makes it an 8-point deficit for Trinity. Schreiner gets it across half court. That's Bronson Evans. Now lets De Hoyos give directions. The Mountaineers have had a new hero every night. On Friday, it was Cervantes. Yesterday, it was De Hoyos. And some contact here. Will be a foul against number 11, Tanner Brown. But so far today, the hero looking to be Dylan Mackey. He'll bring in the ball from the sideline. The alley-oop to Camden Ross won't land, but a foul on Caleb Jenkins, who's trying to get it called on him to interrupt that flow. We have seen an alley-oop a night. Camden Ross loves to go up and get it.
Yeah, they love running that play. From the inbound, get it up to Ross. Ross can get up there. They love that play, and it's for a good reason, because most of the time, they get it to work.
No good on the first free throw for Ross, who yesterday had another good game, but he fouled out late against St. Thomas, and it was a moment that many people thought would make the Mountaineers fold. Well, they only stood up stronger and won without arguably their best player, who right there misses 2 free throws, but a lane violation called on Ty Williams will keep it with Schreiner. Make it a foul, not a lane violation. So even worse for Trinity, as that's another foul called against them. But not to worry, Caleb Jenkins in there for the steal, and he's fouled again. Schreiner 12, Trinity 4. Still very early in San Antonio. Jenkins guarded closely by Cervantes, has to give it up to Brown, whose pass is deflected and knocked out. Schreiner ball!
Wow, and that is a big stop for Schreiner. Trinity, who's trying to get the offense started, for trying to get the ball back there. That's pretty big for momentum.
Millhouse and Brown try to trap the Mountaineers. Now Clark joins them. The wild pass goes to Evans and then into the stands. A turnover right back to the Trinity Tigers. Jimmy Smith telling me in the post-game interview you may have seen before the game started, he is so pleased with the defensive effort. It is now 5 games in a row that the Tigers have forced at least 20 turnovers. They did it again yesterday against Centenary. It is a huge part of their game as they try to get out and run, and they have forced 3 early today. Millhouse from the corner to the opposite side. Brown, now Jenkins from the wing. Hits the rim, then the backboard. It'll go out of play, belonging to Schreiner.
And we mentioned Camden Ross and how much of a presence he is on the court. And the biggest thing that he gives is that Trinity has to focus a player on him, and that lets players like Mackey get open for those threes.
Clark tries to get the steal. Instead, De Hoyo still with it in the paint. He pops up, and it rolls in. The 5th-year graduate senior from Friendswood, Texas. Then a turnover by the Tigers has the Mountaineer faithful feeling good in San Antonio. The Kerrville Chaos making its way into CalGuard Gym just like it has on Friday, on Saturday, and now Sunday afternoon. De Hoyos crosses half court to Evans. Now Mackey gonna be called for the travel. And in case you didn't see the official, the Trinity students letting you know, Millhouse takes a handoff, now gives it to Harvey before getting it back, utilizing some movement from Barry, but he's trapped, has to give it up to Harvey. Tigers resetting, swinging to Hanley, slashing and dashing. Harvey in the lane. Can't go, but Hanley cleans up the mess.
Yeah, and the Schreiner defense absolutely relentless right now.
They've gone from man to zone, from zone to man. You don't know what you're going to get from the Shriner defense. It's what makes them so tough. Ball stripped away by Jenkins from behind. Harvey has to catch up with the pass. Barry has the smaller Cervantes on him. Can the Tigers get it to him? Not yet. Now Barry more evenly matched with Evans, so the Mountaineers adjusted. And they are everywhere over these Tigers, not giving an inch. Can Barry put this pass in? No, he is rejected by Ross. Putting it up and putting it down.
Barry is just so strong.
Now the loose ball on the court. De Hoyos recovers it. But you got that right, Reed. The strength, and now the alley-oop again won't go. Tried to tip it in there, did Ross. Lead cut the 6 for Shriner, and Trinity charging. Hanley knocked to the floor, no call. And now Cervantes will calm it down for the second. As there's a break. Not sure if Coach Rock called a timeout. It looks like, no, it's exactly at the 12-minute mark. That is what is causing us to stop. So a media timeout. Shriner 14, Trinity 8 with 12 minutes to go. You were just getting ready to say, Reed, how strong Barry is, but on the other end, Shriner had an opportunity that they missed, an easy bucket that could have added to their lead.
Yeah, and as we have the stoppage, De Hoyos actually exited the court, so we'll hope he's okay. He was kind of holding his foot a little. We'll see if we get maybe a replay to see what happened, but we hope he's okay.
Absolutely. Got to talk to De Hoyos yesterday, and what a kind man he is. Has given everything to this Shriner program in his 5th year, and he has waited to have his best for last. It was a season that hasn't gone according to plan for him yet when it mattered most. 3 consecutive double-digit scoring performances, including a season high in the game that got them here, and now a couple more since then. He's done everything and means the world to Shriner.
Yeah, and they are certainly going to need him against this Trinity team that has the most explosive offense in the SCAC. Shriner, they're no slouches either. They like playing fast, and right now, that's what this game has been. Very fast.
Trinity averages 78 points a game. That is top in the SCAC, 87th in the country. Meanwhile, Shriner, 75 points a game, the second best in the SCAC and better than half the nation. So these are two offenses that are not afraid to run, and we saw it in the last matchup. Trinity pulling out a 91-88 victory up in Kerrville. Only a couple of times have the Tigers scored more than that. Jackson Reed newly into the game, so is Bronson Evans, and Evans takes the contact, finishes for 2. Hanley surveying his options, not liking what he's seeing. It's Jenkins driving, dumping to Barry, and another strong finish for Braxton Barry, who says when he sees that first shot go in, it typically is a good day. Well, it wasn't the first one that went in. He had to fight for a second, but now that's 2 in a row for number 0, who calls himself the Big Donut.
And he certainly has a big presence on the court.
And on the court right now, Jenkins trying to grab possession, and he was attempting to call a timeout, but it'll be a held ball. It will give the basketball to Trinity, however. So Jenkins' energy definitely felt as you see that replay. Christian Caldwell will come in for Coach El Rakabawi, the first time Mackey sits down after a blistering start. 11 minutes to go. Shriner 16, Trinity 10. Harvey over to Millhouse, kicks it to Hanley, who tries to cut in the paint. It won't roll home. And right now, the Tigers 4 for 12 from the floor. And look at the underneath layup for Christian Caldwell. He appeared yesterday but hasn't contributed much, but the San Antonio native showing up early to put Schreiner back 8. Now Caldwell defending, cannot stop Jenkins, but Jenkins can't get it to go down. It'll stick around with Trinity. And the Tigers ready for 4 changes incoming. Tanner Brown, Griffin Levine, Abdullah Roberts, and A.J. Clark. Coach El Rakabawi also making some changes, and amazing to see Alex De Hoyos back on the court.
Certainly is, and they're going to need him right now because the game is starting to ramp up.
Roberts gets it to Brown, trying to make something happen off the dribble. Jenkins over to Levine, shot clock at 5. Levine dealing with Caldwell, puts it up. A miss for Levine. 4 for 14 are the Tigers from the floor. Meanwhile, Schreiner shooting 7 of 10. That's easy math, 70%. Here's another triple. This time a miss for Jackson Reed. And the Tigers trying to get out and run. They haven't been able to do so much, but here's Clark's floater. Floats on in.
Big points for A.J. Clark, who is the super senior, the senior presence on the court.
A foul as De Hoyos tried to clear it across the cross-court line. And now you want energy? Well, you'll get Zach Fenn coming in for Caleb Jenkins. And for those at home wanting to understand what this game will be all about, look at what happened the first time in a while that Schreiner has missed and led to a Trinity transition. It resulted in 2 easy Trinity points. But Schreiner had only missed 3 shots before that, so the Tigers had not scored. It is all about the defense first for Trinity, and they are all over the ball again. A held ball. This time will stick with Schreiner, but is this activity that Jimmy Smith wants to see from his Tigers?
It certainly is, and Zach Fenn, like we said, he is a chaos creator, creating chaos as you saw on your screen right there to make that a held ball.
Fenn, just a first year from Covington, Louisiana. And he has one job and one job only. Steal the basketball, get in the head of the opponent, and rattle them as much as you can. Here he is defending the inbound, and he's defending De Hoyos. So keep an eye on 35 for the maroon and white. Another 3 on the way. This time Caldwell shot too strong, but he gets his own miss. And on the rebound, it looks like he drew the foul. The foul does go against 35 Zach Fenn. And that is the 6th team foul on Trinity. Little bounce pass into Evans. Too easy for the senior from Houston, Texas. Levine. Right back to him from Roberts. Now Clark. Tigers working around the perimeter. Trying to create space. Abdullah Roberts cuts in from the wing. And that's 2 for Abdullah Roberts. The junior from Houston, Texas. So Houston has been the theme thus far on both sides. Traveling violation on the Mountaineers. Will give it right back to Trinity. You see Abdullah Roberts on your screen. He played 14 minutes yesterday and did not score. But you never know who will come through when you're looking at a Tigers team that has dealt with all sorts of adversity and relied on all sorts of names.
Yeah, and right now, we're in the SCAC championship. This is where legends are made for the players of these teams. And it's up to them to go out and stake their claim in the history books.
Tanner Brown trying to write with the pen. Right now, it's still in a rough draft form. The miss recovered by Schreiner. And we're approaching another media timeout. Fenn all over Reed, who gives it up to De Hoyos. Now has to deal with Fenn. De Hoyos, mid-range. Nothing but the bottom. He is carrying some sort of swagger. Clark trying to answer with a 3 off the lip of the rim. On the floor goes De Hoyos. No, make that Christian Rodriguez. That's 2 5s, not 1. Now the ball in the hands of number 5. Rodriguez, the first year, has made a huge impact, especially yesterday. Now Reed, the 3. That's his second miss of the afternoon. Reed, a third time. Still not the charm. Brown wipes the floor. And he has nothing but room except Camden Ross comes out of nowhere. The rejection by the sophomore has Schreiner going the other way. Loose ball. Caldwell with it. Now Roberts. Clark, who's going to get it? Brown has it. This time, he seals the deal.
That was a crazy series of events there. Absolutely an amazing show from both teams in this first half.
Camden Ross told us this week, there's a foul called on it looks like Fenn again. He said, if I see a ball in the air, I have decided that it is mine. And all weekend long, it certainly has. Camden Ross, the second team all-conference member, with one of the highlights of the night already. 6:37 to go in San Antonio. Schreiner 22, Trinity 16. And we'll use this media timeout to do something we wanted to do early on, but there was just too much happening. So you're getting a look at the Trinity bench right now. They're led by Jimmy Smith, who is not on the screen right now. He's talking to the official about something, but we want you to meet the coaches so that you know who is leading both of these teams. There he is. There's Jimmy Smith in his third season as a head coach, and what a full circle moment this must be for him. He started his head coaching career in Kerrville with the Schreiner University Mountaineers. He attended the University of Mary Hardin Baylor, took a couple of assistant positions, including at D1 Sam Houston State, but the first time that he was truly in charge was at Schreiner, and he gave Schreiner their first winning season in their history. They had been playing since 1998, and it wasn't until the mid-2010s that Jimmy Smith gave them a winning season. From there, he went to TLU, won a couple of conference championships there, and now after a brief trip to Millsaps, he is back in the SCAC, leading the Tigers and trying to bring a title home to the Alamo City.
And when we talk about influential people in SCAC basketball history, Jimmy Smith, you'll certainly find his name in that category.
He has his hands in just about every pot. At least 4 programs directly impacted by him when you look at who his assistants were and where he coached himself. He is trying to motivate his team back into a game they've trailed from the start. Schreiner bursting out of the gates and trying to add to a 6-point lead with Jackson Reed at the line. And the break will continue, it looks like, as the officials will want to review something. Not 100% sure what they want to look at. Looks like they're wanting to see who the foul goes against. They want to make sure that 11 Reed is in fact the person who should be at the line. Thank you for the updates. It takes a village to put this broadcast on. And in the meantime, you're getting to hear the gym do its thing. Boy, let's go Tigers and let's go Schreiner. It sounds awfully similar.
It certainly does. It's like Yanni Laurel.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Reed earns a second. The sophomore from New Braunfels, Texas. A unicorn in the wild. Knocks down both free throws. And now he'll sub out in favor of Dylan Mackey. The only thing that could stop him in this first half was his own coach taking him out of the game, because before that, a perfect 4 for 4, 12 points from beyond the 3-point line. We'll see if his energy remains. On this end, Hanley to Harvey. The three fading away, won't fall. Tigers trying to get it to their sophomore sensation who does so well from deep. But the deficit remains 8. Schreiner has been ahead from the start. De Hoyos into Ross. The touch pass to Rodriguez, but Hanley had other plans. 12 seconds on the shot clock for Schreiner.
And right now, Schreiner, they're doing what they did against St. Thomas. Extend your arm out after you get a lead and don't let the other guys catch up. And right now, Trinity is having a tough time trying to get in the bucket.
Rodriguez immediately up off the glass and in. The first year came up big defensively. We mentioned a turnover against St. Thomas, and then he was the one defending that final shot that did not go down for the Celts. A moment that will go down in Mountaineer lore. Brown spinning around Cervantes. Now Hanley has it. Hanley into the paint. Count the bucket and one. First foul charged against Rodriguez. And it'll allow Hanley to shoot the free throw. The super senior from Flower Mound, Texas, cannot complete the three-point play. So the free throws not falling. Just 3 of them attempted and 1 of them made. Lead remains 8 for Schreiner. Rodriguez in the heart of the zone. Using the glass to his advantage. That's 2 buckets in a row for Rodriguez. Brown pops off a screen. Harvey now gets it down to Barry. Barry driving baseline. Pierce Matthews newly into the game. Deals with contact of Ross and somehow rolls it in. He's looking for contact and a foul. Not going to get it, but Pierce Matthews stepping up in these tournament games. He had a couple of buckets yesterday and now a quick 2. His career high is only 7 points. And he averages 1.9 a game. But like we said, as Trinity gains possession, and you said it best, legends are made in this tournament, and it might be the unexpected.
Yeah, you have to expect the unexpected come tournament time. And, you know, the big national tournament, it's called March Madness for a reason. But that extends into February as well because these conference tournaments, they have a special kind of madness of their own.
Coach El Rockabawi said it. He loves being at tournaments because there's so much energy in the building. The energy certainly here. And Pierce Matthews bringing plenty of it. Off the bench, 4 points. It's a 6-point Schreiner lead with 4 remaining in the first half. Mackey has it knocked away, but it's a foul. And that'll be 8 fouls against Trinity, so the 1-and-1 coming right up. Before the free throws, immediate timeout, 3:49 to go. Schreiner still up 6 over the host Trinity Tigers, and we talked about Jimmy Smith in the last timeout. So now let's meet head coach Marwan El Rockabawi. He has the clipboard in hand, talking to his assistants right now, but now he is getting ready to talk to his team. In his 4th season as head coach for Schreiner, was the coach of the year last year, a program record 12 wins, but it starts well before that for Coach Rock, as he likes to go by. He was born in Alexandria, Egypt, and moved to Houston, Texas when he was 4 years old because his dad had a fellowship as a physician in Houston, and he wanted to give his family and his kids the opportunity to live the American dream. And so Coach El Rockabawi grew up in Texas. where he went to the University of Texas. He studied computer science. He got a law degree from UT Austin. And so you might be wondering, why is he coaching basketball? Well, when he started his coaching career, he was a full-time attorney. He was coaching on the side because he said he didn't think he could make enough money from just coaching. He was helping out for 8 years at the Texas School for the Deaf. 8 years there, says, changed his life forever, dealt with athletes that needed to receive clear instruction at the bench, and then you couldn't yell at them mid-play, so you'll never see Coach Rock really hooping and hollering on the sideline because he wants to give the clear instructions first. And now, after 8 years there, got the opportunity at Schreiner as an assistant after a few assistant positions at Southwestern and Gallaudet, and he is now in charge of the Schreiner Mountaineers. Out of the timeout, Coach Rock sees Schreiner miss the front end of the 1-and-1, so they're holding on to just a 6-point lead. And A.J. Clark has been at the center of so much contact already. It seems like every time he gets the ball, a foul is being called either way, this time against Schreiner.
Yeah, and it's a Tiger team that if you want to play physical, they'll play physical right back with you. And they're going to be trading free throws right now, and these free throws right now are crucial for the Tigers to keep cutting in to that Mountaineer lead.
Clark earns the second free throw. A Trinity team who is 8th and 5th, respectively, not in the conference, in the country, in free throws attempted and made. They get to the line often. The question is, can they convert it? And it has been the answer, yes. They're first in the conference with a 72% clip, and both of them are good for A.J. Clark. Trinity, despite a slow start, down just 4 with 3.5 left. Matthews causes the turnover. Clark calling a timeout from the ground. We saw it yesterday and we see it today. The 5th-year senior playing with the energy of a newbie freshman, diving for every loose ball and keeping it for the maroon and white.
Yeah, and both these teams know that this game is likely to extend their season and follow their dreams into the national tournament. So they are going to lay their bodies out on the line, and A.J. Clark, he really puts the super in super senior with that dive right there.
Trinity currently on a 6-0 run over the last minute, cutting into this Schreiner lead that is now 4. They have led from the moment we got started. Dylan Mackey, that exhilarating start from deep, but you can feel the energy slowly building for the Tigers, using this big crowd in their favor, and out of the timeout, they'll have possession of the ball. Schreiner is still shooting an astronomical 61%, well above their average. The problem for them, 10 turnovers, and they average 18.5 of them, worst in the conference.
Yeah, and it was a similar story for St. Thomas. The difference there is that Schreiner was able to keep the red-hot pace throughout the game.
Millhouse puts his arm out, dealing with Mario Johnson. Now 2 come over, and whenever Camden Ross joins the party, you can sense a block will be there. But the Tigers catch a break as Schreiner loses the ball on the baseline, so it'll stay with the Tigers.
And this is a big chance for a momentum shift for the Tigers. Schreiner, they have a 2-minute scoring drought after starting so hot. Trinity, if they want to keep up, they got to put points on the board.
Clark gets it past Mario Johnson and down for 2, and the lead is 2 for Schreiner. Cervantes fouled as he escapes the pressure provided by Millhouse. First personal foul on the sophomore Millhouse. And the Mountaineers get to stroll across the court. The 1-and-1. Make it 2. Bo Cervantes has had the weekend of his life. The Steele High School product, just like his teammate Camden Ross, gets 2 free throws to put Schreiner back up 4. Jenkins trying to push the pace the other way off the make. A step back 3. Too much on it for Jenkins. Mackey clears the glass. Evans trying to cut into that zone. He does it well, but he can't complete the bucket. He got where he wanted to. Doing something that Centenary barely did at all. Matthews is triple off the side of the iron. De Hoyos has to back up. Now finds Cervantes, gets Jenkins in the air, and the 3, too strong. Jenkins gets the long rebound, and here go the Tigers. Pierce Matthews charging hard. Another 2 for Pierce Matthews.
And he has really showed up in this half and made an impact on the game. The deficit's now 2 for the Tigers.
The nice dump off to Ross, no problem for him. And now the offense is in full swing as we go back and forth. Matthews wrapping around. Schreiner wants the offensive foul, but they're going to get Ross on the block. Ross really struggled with some of those foul calls yesterday. He was not happy to exit with 5 of them late in the game, and he did not think he should have been called there. See Coach El Rakabawi agreeing with his forward. But the 1-and-1 nonetheless. Nothing but the bottom for Pierce Matthews, who in the first half of a championship game has matched his career high. The sophomore from Cypress, Texas, with 7 points already. We're going to have to write a new career high. Matthews with 8 points and gets an ovation from Coach Smith and every single Tiger on the bench. 2-point game. Once again, Schreiner still on top. De Hoyos and Mackey right now playing a 2-man game. Now Ross gets involved with the screen, allowing De Hoyos with the mid-range look. It is sweet as sugar. Hanley doesn't often shoot from 3, goes into the lane. Harvey certainly does. And you can see why. Jacob Harvey's first triple of the game puts Trinity down just 1 with a minute left in the first half. Evans pushed the pace initially, now the kick to Cervantes. Going down to Ross, over Barry, the hook shot not gonna fall. And the Tigers can take their first lead of the game. A.J. Clark, Euro step, rejected by Camden Ross. Third block of the game. Now Cervantes is triple. No good, but guess who? Camden Ross gets a taste of his own medicine, blocked by Barry, now goes over and is fouled. Camden Ross, there are just not many better than him. First team last year, second team this year in the conference. He was the freshman of the year in 2022. And he is everywhere. Misses his first free throw, but what an impact he has had defensively.
Yeah, and he's just an incredible athlete. And right now, his biggest challenger will be the man coming off the court right now, Braxton Berry, one of the few Tigers that are as tall as he is.
Ross at 6'7", Berry at 6'8". So the advantage does belong to Berry. But Ross is so agile. As Coach El Rakabawi being told to step back closer to his bench right now. Officials also checking something with the scorer's table. You think there's tension in the gym, Reed?
Just a little.
Officials still checking something over. They're talking with Jimmy Smith right now on the sideline. But we finally go. The second free throw. Ross barely hits the rim. 2 free throws missed by Camden Ross. Shot clock basically the same as the game clock. Tigers trying to take over for the first time. Crowd rising to its feet. A.J. Clark taking his time, guarded by Dylan Mackey. Clark behind the back to Roberts. Have to go in a hurry. Roberts from the wing. Too much, and the buzzer sounds. Shriner 34, Trinity 33 at the halftime break. It cannot get much closer than it already is, and this is exactly what we're thinking the whole game will look like.
Yeah, 2 teams that love offense put up a good offensive show. There are a lot of differences to be seen in the stats that you see on your screen. Shriner has the better shooting percentage and the better 3 percentage, but the big difference has been the turnovers that Shriner has had, 11-5, and the Tigers, they've taken that to their advantage, and now they only trail by 1 heading into the half.
It was a 7 for 10 start for Shriner from the floor. Since then, 6 of 15. Not bad, but not the 70% that they were shooting, so their percentage is down to 52. Meanwhile, Trinity has found the bottom of the bucket. They're shooting 41%, but just 2 of 12 from 3. So both teams with plenty to correct, plenty to talk about, and we will see what adjustments are made after the halftime break. 14 minutes separate us from the second half. So stick around, we'll be back on Tiger Network.
I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these 2 vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.
Brian Yanselson here at the SCAC Basketball Championships in San Antonio. The Shriner Mountaineers just did something no one has done this year, defeated the St. Thomas Celts. Coach El Rakabawi, how did your team do it?
Players win games. Our players just played a tremendous game today. Guys made big shots. They dug in and played for each other and together defensively. And then this guy right here, was the captain of the ship, and the leadership he showed on the floor, on the sideline was incredible. So the players won the game. That's what it is. We knew they were going to be really difficult to guard and to play against, but we'd had some success guarding them. We had some success scoring. We just needed to put it together for 40 minutes. And these guys had the belief and they had the effort and they got it done.
Alex De Hoyos, I know from talking to your coach before this tournament, you got here right after Shriner won their first championship. Mm-hmm. Can you even find the words to describe what it means to you to make it to the championship match?
I can. I was just talking to him down here saying this is my first Sunday ever, so it's really exciting, and I can't be more excited to do it with this group of guys, and we just all love each other, and it's been a great ride. So
you came back for a fifth year. Your top 3 scoring performances of the year have been in the last 3 games. Did you ramp it up to a different level?
Maybe so, but I mean, I'm just trying to keep a cool head and know how I had to play and just keep working and believing in myself. And my teammates have so much belief in me, and Coach Rock has all the belief in me. So I can't do anything else but play my game, and it showed tonight. So,
Coach, what is the message to your team and to the Shriner faithful who could come down just an hour drive from Kerrville about what's at stake tomorrow?
Hey, I heard somebody say in the locker room, why not us? We have played every team in this league tough. We obviously knocked off a team that no one had been able to beat. So for our seniors, this is really special to be able to play on this Sunday. And so what could you have better to do on a Sunday afternoon than come watch these guys compete in a championship game? So if you're not coming down, I got to check your heart. I got to check your blood pressure. Make sure you're alive.
You heard him. Coach Rock wants you to come. The championship on Sunday. Shriner will be there. Brian Yanselson here at the SCAC Championships in San Antonio, Texas, with the Trinity Tigers, who just outlasted Centenary to earn a trip to the championship. Coach Jimmy Smith, you split your matchups with Centenary in the regular season, but your offense and defense were flying early. What positives did you see from your team?
I mean, I thought the activity was amazing. The guys were really, all over the place. We had a lot of deflections, which was something we wanted to do. And we just talked about possessions. And I think we forced 20 turnovers again. That's 5 games in a row we've been able to do that. We were able to out-rebound them, which they're a good rebounding team, very athletic. And so we felt like if we could get more opportunities to shoot the ball by having less turnovers and controlling the boards, that we would have a chance to win. And the guys did a great job executing that.
Speaking of rebounds, Tanner Brown, you led the team in scoring, but I know those 9 rebounds are so important to you.
Sure.
What were you doing well against a stingy Centenary defense?
Yeah, I thought just focusing on just rebounding, because there's a emphasis for coaches, definitely offensive rebounding, because we think they do not a great job of blocking out. So that was something that we wanted to focus on. Is if you were told to crash, then go crash. And I usually do well crashing against Centenary, so I was I think I got a good one today.
You missed several games during the regular season, but you're back. You're looking better than ever. How have you made your way back?
Just putting in the work, getting in the weight room, doing treatment with Chris. I think it's just a process that I've been familiar with since high school, so it's nothing new to me, and just trusting my teammates and coaches, and it'll all work out at the end.
You're a San Antonio native. You went to high school here. But the first time you played in this gym, it was empty. It'll be anything but empty tomorrow. Right. What will it mean to play in your hometown?
It'll be awesome. I know I had a lot of fans and family and friends here, so they're a big support, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, just as today was.
Coach Smith, the Shriner Mountaineers on tap. They've shocked the world. What will it take to defeat the Mountaineers?
I mean, yeah, they're playing really well right now. Every time we play those guys, it's a close game. We snuck one out up there, the last time we played them, and they're kind of switched back and forth in what they're doing defensively throughout the year. Started playing man, then they were playing a lot of zone, and now they're back to playing man again and doing a really good job with it. Obviously made a lot of shots today. So, I mean, we're just going to have to do what we're talking about. We've got to be really active defensively. We've got to, rebound the ball. Obviously, Camden Ross and a lot of the guys that they have are phenomenal rebounders. And then I thought today we did a really good job of sharing the ball and moving it around and getting good shots on most possessions. And so I feel like when we do that, we shoot a pretty high percentage. And so we just, got to continue to stick to the plan that's gotten us to this point. But really proud of these guys and just excited to be here. And like you said, what an opportunity to play in front of your home crowd for a championship. So just excited for tomorrow. Try to get some rest tonight. We'll see if we can do it.
Should be a fun one. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Tanner. The Trinity Tigers headed to Championship Sunday to face the Shriner Mountaineers. 20 minutes remain. For Schreiner, for Trinity, the stakes could not be higher. A spot in the NCAA tournament on the line after the Mountaineers took down the Celts yesterday and Trinity took care of Centenary. The winner of this game gets the automatic bid that this conference gets to that postseason tournament. Schreiner has a 34-33 lead, but it got closer at the end, and the momentum might be shifting towards the home maroon and white.
Yeah, and 1 point deficit. And right now, the Trinity Tigers, who get to start with the ball, they could start the half with a lead change.
They have not led yet. Schreiner got off to that fast start thanks to Dylan Mackey, who leads the way with 12 points. For Trinity, it is Pierce Matthews with 8 to lead the way, a career high already. Here it's Harvey, who meets Camden Ross again. He is trying to spoil the party in San Antonio. Mackey hasn't put up a shot since those first few minutes. Gets it to De Hoyos. Now right back to number 0. De Hoyos, the smaller man, setting the screen, letting Mackey do his thing. But this time it's the big man, Barry. Not with the block necessarily, but the contest. Gets it to Trinity. A.J. Clark on the smaller Cervantes. That's going to be a charge. Cervantes played that game perfectly, pulled the chair out from underneath Clark, and took that bang from the super senior. Schreiner basketball. Shot clock halfway gone for Mackey, who gets it into Ross, but it's batted away by A.J. Clark. Schreiner with 10 seconds to work with. You can see De Hoyos giving instructions before he receives the ball. They'll have to go quickly. Cervantes tried to get it right back to De Hoyos. Instead, Harvey prevented that. Now Cervantes, the runner, won't go. Barry, another rebound. Harvey stops in his tracks. The 3, drained for Jacob Harvey. And for the first time all afternoon, the Tigers on top. Barry in position, offensive foul.
And that is a big moment in this game as the Trinity Tigers are feeling the crowd coming their way.
Braxton Berry has been in all 3 of these first possessions. Schreiner trying to get to the rim, but getting to the rim they are not. Braxton Berry did not start the year as a starter, but circumstances have led to his playing time, and he has grown with every single opportunity. On the other end, Brown goes into the lane, and he's fouled. So Trinity on top for the first time, shooting if the Tigers get their way. Trying to argue right now as the officials decide for sure, but it looks like it'll be an inbound pass.
And maybe Tanner Brown getting hit in the face there a little bit. He kind of held his face.
Barry taking the offensive possession now and gets 2 for himself. Braxton Berry, then nearly a steal. Mackey rumbling the other way. Caldwell dealing with a double team. Adjusts and now backs it out for Schreiner, who trails for the first time and facing the most adversity of the afternoon. De Hoyos off the lip of the rim. Mackey able to get the board and get the cleanup. Time out on the floor. Looks like Coach El Rakabawi called it after the made bucket. Trinity 38, Schreiner 36.
And right now, Trinity, them having the lead, it's different from the St. Thomas game because St. Thomas, they didn't get the lead till near the end of the game. And right now, Schreiner finds himself down. They're chasing instead of being chased.
Schreiner, though, has been chasing all year long. I think a Y singer by the name of Miley Cyrus, is it? Said it's all about the climb. Well, these Mountaineers have taken that very seriously. It's been a tall mountain from the start. They were 0-4 in conference play, but then they were able to win 3 in a row to get them back on track, and they clinched the spot in this tournament on the very final night of the regular season. We've highlighted it all weekend. They were down 10 with 12 minutes to go, and then a 19-0 run led primarily by Camden Ross got the Mountaineers to the tournament, and now the magical run has continued into the championship game. But there's always going to be another mountain, and you're always going to want to make it move. Shriner trying to make that final mountain move their way.
Yep, they're almost at the summit. They have summit fever. It's so close, and no one is going to rob them of it, and they are going to try and make sure of that.
Tanner Brown, the ball handler, before giving it up to Hanley. Kicks it out to Harvey, already made one. Won't get a second. The board for Clark. Over to Brown now, dashes inside. His mid-range look, swirls out. Ross gets the rebound. De Hoyos, a spin. Can't get it in. Ross doesn't either, but Caldwell, no, still not going to go. 3 opportunities at the rim. All don't fall for Shriner. And then a foul to give Trinity the ball the other way.
And the Shriner players cannot believe it. 1, 2, 3 tries, and none of them rolling their way.
And you consider the difficulty of the shot that Caldwell made in the first half pales in comparison to that, yet that one didn't go through for him. So a missed opportunity for Shriner to tie it up. Hanley says, you should have taken it while you had the chance, because I'm going to get a foul called on my behalf. Are they going to say it's a shooting foul? It was as he was driving, and it is. So Ben Hanley, another trip to the line. Tigers starting to pile these up. Not going to go for Ben Hanley, who stayed a 5th year, added a communication management minor to have some more classes to take because he wanted one more year of basketball. And the Tigers have been thrilled to have him. Gets the second free throw to go, and it's a 3-point Trinity lead with 17 minutes left in the game. Caldwell, another mistake by him. Can't get the fiery pass from Mackey. And Christian Caldwell, who has been called upon more in these last 2 games than he has in a while, only 15 appearances in the regular season out of 25 games for Shriner. And the pressure may be a little too much to handle right now. Clark going to be fouled as he went for the loose ball there. He can't believe it. You see Jimmy Smith there in the background. He can't either. That'll be his 3rd personal foul as well. So a key development there. Keep an eye on that. For now, Clark still in the game, although Millhouse and Jenkins getting ready to check in. Might be for him. Ross trying to get the loose ball, but he can't knock it off Barry. It'll go to Trinity.
And right now, Shriner, the shot's going a bit cold. They haven't made a shot in their last 4. So Trinity, it's up to them to try and extend this lead.
Caleb Jenkins trying to return his burst of energy to the court. Appears off the bench for Jimmy Smith. And here's Pierce Matthews, who led the team in scoring in the first half. So some real opportunities for the Tigers to extend that lead. Barry's little floater won't go. The battle for the board won by Cervantes. But Jenkins right there on cue gets the steal and now slows it down. Making sure to call out the play. A cross-court pass to Brown. Top of the key for Millhouse. Splashdown! Tigers double their lead to 6, the largest it's been all day. And it has been the bench. Millhouse, Matthews, Jenkins. Here's Jenkins trying to swipe at it. Will be called for the foul. Gives a quick bark at the official, but then calms down and says, I'll take it. As we head to the first media timeout of the half. 15:22 to play. Trinity 42, Shriner 36. Once the Tigers have gotten a lead, they have enjoyed it and they've grown it.
Yeah, and Caleb Jenkins, it's like Coach Smith told us when we talked to him, when the spotlight is on him, he shines the brightest, and he certainly did there. The Shriner players didn't even notice him over there, and his ability to get the ball, it really makes a difference for this Trinity Tigers team.
And what we are seeing right now are all sorts of contributions from every name you can think of. Millhouse at last 3, he's a perfect example. He's had single digits in the last 8 games, right? Hasn't scored a ton. But before that, he had 4 consecutive in double digits. Why was that, you might ask? Well, you have to remember these Tigers have been without Caleb Jenkins, Ben Hanley, and Tanner Brown for a combined 15 games. Yet, with 3 starters out, they were able to pull off a 9-game win streak to earn a top 2 spot, earn a bye as the Trinity flag riles up this CalGuard crowd. But those 3 starters now back fully healthy. But what it's done for the second unit is guys like Millhouse and Matthews got opportunities that they were not going to get if those guys had not been hurt. And now the bench is just as deep as the starting 5.
Yeah, and right now, Shriner coming out of this timeout, they need to rely on the guys who have been there throughout this tournament. Mackey, Cervantes, Ross, De Hoyos, all big key contributors. They need to try to find a way to make it back to tie Trinity.
Ross unable to get that look to go. Barry is doing his best down there against Ross, and it is holding up strong so far. Trinity up 6 as the clock approaches 15. Matthews, the floor cleared for him. Won't get the right-handed layup to go, but Barry cleans up the glass. Braxton Berry, 8.7 rebounds. And the defense has been just as strong, but here a foul going to be called. Jenkins has his finger up in the air trying to take it. And it is on Jenkins trying to keep the big man out of trouble. That's really been the only thing that keeps him out of games sometimes. So he'll stick at 2 personal fouls. Jenkins has 3 now. Rattles out for Bronson Evans, the senior, who Coach El Rakabawi says you always know what you're going to get. And they like to put him on the opponent's most dangerous guy because of how much they trust his defense. Right here, it is a second free throw that goes down after a missed first. And Shriner pulls within 7, trying to prevent the Tigers from running away with it. Jenkins changes directions. Millhouse dashes inside. Matthews has his foot on the line. That'll go to the Mountaineers. Evans there telling the official, my bad, I just wanted to get off and running. Trinity setting up a full court pressure that the Mountaineers break with ease. Evans flying through. Offensive foul. Barry continues to be at the center of the action. Awesome look there. His feet clearly outside the restricted area, firmly in position. Clear charge call.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you wanted if you're Shriner trying to catch back up to the Tigers, who, if they make a 3 here, can extend their lead to double digits.
Right side of the floor cleared for Millhouse this time. The dump off to Barry. Too strong on the little hook shot. Here comes De Hoyos. The screen set by Ross to free up Mackey a little bit. Now Ross posting up, but they haven't been able to get him the ball. It is Rodriguez with the clear out, and it's a blocking foul this time. As last time, we'll look at the replay, and this time it's different. His foot inside the restricted area, so another good call by the officials. At least it appears to be early. They are talking about it, though. Third personal foul on Barry. And what the discussion was about whether it should count, and it will. Schreiner gets the bucket, and now the three-point opportunity. But it won't go. They've had a pair that they can't complete. Both teams have, so the free throws could come into play late. Brown wraps around, but he can't get it to fall. And Schreiner down 5, trying to creep closer. Another foul earned by Schreiner as the game has grinded to a bit of a halt here halfway through the second half. Millhouse will be responsible for that foul, and he'll step to the bench along with Matthews and Brown, along with Barry. So Coach Smith going back to Jacob Harvey, Abdullah Roberts, Ben Hanley, Caleb Jenkins, and A.J. Clark. For the Schreiner Mountaineers, it is pretty much the starting unit, joined by, right there, number 14, Bronson Evans, who might as well be a starter with the confidence they have in him. Mackey, the long pass to De Hoyos. Right back to number 0. Roberts trying to defend Ross, and he wins that matchup. Ross has been held quiet, 2 points. He does have 9 rebounds and 3 blocks, though, so making his name felt in other ways. Hanley from the corner, out to Jenkins. Not gonna fall. And then a rough foul called as Clark takes a tumble. These bodies flying everywhere right now, Reed. We've seen it all tournament long. No inch of this court going unseen.
No, it really isn't. And right now, you see that every single player that enters the court is giving it their all. They're putting their bodies on the line in order to stake their claim as champions of the SCAC.
Abdullah Roberts waiting for some action offensively. Here's Clark. Steps in from the wing. Now Roberts thought about the straightaway for a second. Now Jenkins trying to wrap around Ross, but it's off the glass in the wrong way for Jenkins, and then Jenkins going to be called for the foul, and a big call against him because that is 4 personal fouls on Caleb Jenkins. He brings a lot of energy, but sometimes that carries into some fouls like he's been in today. Has no points right now to his favor, and he's getting ready to check out in favor of Zach Fenn. Free throw coming up for Evans. Sinks the first one to get a second. And the official having a discussion with the guys going for the rebound, making sure they understand when they can go and when they can't. Here's the second free throw. No good. Rebound cleared by Clark. Schreiner down 4 with 12 minutes left. Trinity had gotten up to the higher single digits. Hanley will find Fenn top of the key. The crowd tells you the result. Zach Fenn Offense isn't his game, but he gets a big-time three there. It's this that he does so well, the defensive prowess. But if the Tigers are getting a three from Zach Fenn, who you see is pumped up right now, it might just be their day.
And Zach Fenn, he is the chaos creator, the jack of all trades, and he really put it on display. You see even his celebrations with his teammates are just as chaotic. It's all smiles on the Tiger bench.
You may not want to believe me when I tell you this, because you're going to say there's absolutely no way that Zach Fenn is one of two players to play in every single game for Trinity that he has not hit a three-point shot this year. Do you want to take me up on guessing if he has hit one or not?
I don't know. I don't have a lot of money I can stake.
That was Zach Fenn's first three-point bucket of the year, and it comes in the championship game for the conference title.
Well, you get a lot of help from unfamiliar places. And Zach Fenn to hit his first three in the championship game, it just shows you what this is all about, what the conference champions are all about, what this has all been building up to. And right now, with 12 minutes left, it is still anybody's game.
Trinity holding the 7-point lead during this media timeout, 11:57 to go. And if you need to know one thing about Zach Fenn, it is that he's a Louisiana native, right? So it makes sense that he's a New Orleans Pelicans fan. But the answer that he had to who his favorite player is says everything. It's not Zion Williamson. It's not Brandon Ingram, not even CJ McCollum. It is Herbert Jones. What is Herbert Jones known for? Defense, of course. Zach Fenn is the chaos creator. He is in there to play defense, but right now, given a little bit of offense to add that spice to his bowl of gumbo.
And right now, it's been an all-around performance for this Trinity offense. They are the most explosive in the SCAC for a reason. And right now, Shriner, they need to keep up the pace.
Shriner has been able to rely on some free throws to keep them close, but they are 1 for their last 7 from the floor. Cervantes trying to change that. Will not with that short three. So Cervantes has not been the same offensive player he had been in the tournament. Just 2 points and 0 of 5 shooting. The wraparound pass to Hanley. Too strong, but there is Fenn to recover the board. Hanley this time trying to get closer to the hoop, and he's going to be fouled on the way. Already in the bonus are the Tigers and the Mountaineers, so get comfortable, folks. It's going to be a long second half as these teams take trips to the line.
And right now, Darian Gibson has to be careful as these fouls start flying. He has 4 personal fouls of his own.
So just like Jenkins in some foul trouble, who will be able to rely on more depth? Hanley misses the first one. He is 1 for 4 from the line. Mackey, alley-oop! Slammed down by Camden Ross. He's a high flyer, and he flies once again. Harvey stops and pops. Front iron, but Roberts there. Blocked by Ross. That is block number 4. Cervantes to Reed. Right back to Cervantes. Neither one wanted it. And then a foul will bail them out. And you can see Reed and Cervantes sharing a giggle because both of them had good looks that could have gone up. Instead, they'll still get a trip to the charity stripe.
Yeah, and that alley-oop to Ross. They love running that play, and it looks flashy, and it gets the court going.
Still the 1-and-1 for Cervantes, but he gets the second one on the way. Shriner creeping closer and make it even closer. A 3-point lead for Trinity. as the press from Schreiner intensifies. Maybe a little too much pressure there, and Darian Gibson, you just highlighted it. He is going to have to say goodbye to this championship match. 5 fouls means it's his day. Cannot believe it. Gibson, a senior leader on this team, has done so much to build this program up, but he will not be able to participate in the final 10:46 of this game.
And to foul out pretty early in the second half. We'll see how that affects the Schreiner rotation moving forward.
Clark drops in the first free throw. Both teams are going to need to improve from the line if they're going to want to take this one home. Schreiner shooting 50% from the line, Trinity just 64%. But Clark raises that average just a little bit with 2 to give Trinity a 5-point lead. 10:40 remaining. Fenn and Harvey jump together. Caldwell tries to find Ross. Not the cleanest pass, but you guessed it, a foul.
The fouls are flying everywhere, and it seems as we get down into the wire, the starters are going to be the most important factor. It's going to be the depth of both of these teams.
And these are two teams built for that type of game. We're already going to be without a senior leader for Schreiner. Camden Ross fouled out yesterday, and he continues to struggle at the line. So Camden Ross, despite the tough shots that he makes night in and night out, is currently 0 of 5 from the free throw line. And it is not something that you expect from a player of his caliber, but he only shoots 55% on the year and finally gets one to go. Millhouse will check in for Zach Fan, who certainly did more than his part during his few minutes. Trinity's lead 4, 10.5 still to go. The pace that we expected was there in the first half, but it has slowed down in this second as the fouls really grinding everything down. Millhouse finds Clark over Rodriguez. No contact that time. 2 points for A.J. Clark. Mackey nearly shuffles his feet, gets it to Rodriguez. Clark, Barry, foul. And that is Barry's fourth, so yet another huge problem that Jimmy Smith is going to have to contend with. First free throw in for Rodriguez. There certainly has been a lot of contact. You can't lie about that. But you just wish a little bit that the referees would let the players play a bit more.
Yeah, it's always kind of sucks when the game gets bogged down in all these fouls and we get to miss out on the back and forth play. But what it does mean is that this game is going to last a bit longer than the clock really shows.
Schreiner shifting into a zone right now, leaves them susceptible to three-point shots. Will Trinity capitalize? This time Clark. A last-minute decision to pass it to Millhouse. Millhouse wasn't ready for it, and that's another Tiger turnover, 9 on the day, as their lead only 4. Mackey changes direction. His pass to Cervantes, now over to Reed. Right back to the sophomore. He's pushed way back by Harvey. Schreiner will have to come up with something late. Swings it all the way to Reed. He has not found the three-point shot today. The ball tumbling out of bounds. Trinity basketball.
And we mentioned the fouls flying. If this becomes a free-throwing contest, I'm not sure that's one that the Shriner Mountaineers want to get into against one of the best free-throwing teams in the nation.
I think we would all prefer other things than a free throw shooting contest, but we'll take what we get. 9 minutes left in the championship for the SCAC. Trinity up 4. Clark right back to Roberts. Right back to Clark. Now Harvey gets involved. You see the zone forcing it on the perimeter. Brown's 3 off. Harvey gets the offensive board. This is a little bit of what Centenary was dealing with yesterday when it seemed like the arc was a force field. Can Clark break it? Not on that one. Ross goes strong with the rebound. He is in double digits. Cervantes going strong to the hoop. And that looked eerily similar to his game winner against Colorado College. Bo Cervantes may be waking up in the second half.
And the lead down to 2 for the Tigers. We'll see if the Mountaineers get a stop right here.
Roberts from the corner. It is going to be a stop, but an offensive rebound again. Clark just laying there on the ground. Shriner not even going for the ball, just looking at the referee asking for a travel. Instead, I do believe Trinity got a timeout in there, so curious decision there by the Mountaineers to not at least go after the ball.
Yeah, curious decision there. And AJ Clark went down pretty hard right there as well. But it's good to see that he's up and about and okay. And with 8 minutes left, we're getting down to the wire, and it's already the 8-minute mark. Although this game, this half specifically, has felt like it's been a lot longer.
Trinity currently clinging to a 2-point lead with those 8 minutes left in the game. And Jimmy Smith now joins his huddle. He told us that he didn't want to overemphasize the bye, because what if they didn't get it, right? Then his players would be bummed that they worked all year for a goal and didn't come up with it. Well, they earned it, and they were able to breathe a sigh of relief. And to put some numbers to why the bye has typically been so important, since the SCAC went to the current format that they're in back in 2013, now they changed it up a little bit in 2014, but then back by 2015, they were back in the format where the top 2 teams get a bye. Only one team has been able to win the championship without having the bye. That was in 2017, the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs, able to win 3 games in 3 days. And who was on that team? 2 of Trinity's assistant coaches, Sean Hamilton and Sterling Holmes. But it's been 6 years, and out of many tries, only one team has been able to go through the gauntlet. That's what Shriner is trying to do right now. They've already won twice, trying to come up with that Sunday victory 3 in 3 days. So hard.
Yeah, and Shriner, to try and buck the trend here, it would be quite the upset for the SCAC, and it would definitely, well, this game's already going to be bursting someone's bubble trying to make the NCAA tournament. But for the Tigers, they really don't want to lose at home because they really enjoy playing here.
They sure do. Now 12-1 in Calgard Gym. Millhouse won't roll it home, and Shriner can tie or take the lead under 8 left. Mackey reverses it to Cervantes, and Cervantes splashes it home. It is crunch time, which means Bo Cervantes is here. He's done it all weekend long, and despite a quiet first half, he is fully awake now. Shriner on top with 7 minutes left. Clark's Euro step, then a pass to Roberts is going to be a travel. The Shriner faithful making all sorts of noise, everyone joining in on the travel call. They led the entire first half. Trinity took it back in this period, but now the Mountaineers at the top of their hill. There aren't many mountains in Kerrville. They are, in fact, hills covered by cedar, But these Mountaineers call themselves Mountaineers for a reason. They have gone from 0-4 to being the 5th seed to now 7 minutes away from a championship. Underneath the bucket goes Mackey doing the Steve Nash-like circling, but not the Steve Nash-like finishing. Harvey tries to get the loose ball. Shriner fans pointing their way. The official hasn't confirmed. And he still doesn't point, but is preparing to give the ball to De Hoyos.
And right now, Shriner just taking full advantage of this Trinity scoring drought. 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Beautiful spin move, Christian Rodriguez. And the Mountaineers on top by 3. Barry loses handle of it. It hits his face, and then Mackey takes it from him. Harvey right back, had his foot on the line though, so Shriner will keep it. By the sounds of this gym, you would not know that we are in San Antonio. It sounds like Kerrville. Coach El Rakabawi, in his post-game interview, told the Kerrville population, if you don't come down, I have to check your heartbeat because you don't know drama. Well, a lot heeded his call, and they are here, making their presence felt. De Hoyos gets the pass from Cervantes. And De Hoyos right back to number 1, now number 0 and number 2. They make it easy on you with these digits. Mackey, floater, too much. Board ends up in the hands of Harvey. Here comes Jacob Harvey. Foul as he tried to lay it up and in. He'll try to put an end to this 9-0 Shriner run. A scoring drought that has now reached 4 minutes. First one good for Harvey. He is 5th in the country, shooting 91% from the line. Makes both free throws, and the deficit is 1 for the Tigers. 6 minutes to play in Calgard as the pressure reaches full court status, and Barry nearly grabs it away, but now the Mountaineers have an opportunity, and there is Camden Ross. Not slamming it down as hard, but he didn't need to. Finesses it into the bucket. Quickly the other way, Jenkins fouled as he goes up. So the officials enjoying their whistles today. Another foul called and more free throws on deck as the Shriner faithful not having it.
And right now, it's important to note, we have 3 players on the floor with 4 personal fouls. Cervantes, Barry, Jenkins, any of them at any moment could be leaving this game.
Jenkins able to drop down that first one. Tanner Brown checks out in favor of A.J. Clark. Clark, the only one in double figures for the Tigers. Jenkins just got the first point of the game. Now gets his second. 1 point lead again for Shriner. We've been seesawing here for a minute now. We haven't seen Mackey square up from 3 since that first half. Cervantes pulls up. The mid-range goes. Jenkins again in the paint. The spin. Beautiful finish from him. So that was sure something. Rodriguez able to get the 2. There was a lot going on as De Hoyos stepped around that line. And now, not sure what's going on here. An inadvertent whistle. We said they're enjoying it. Maybe a little too much. They're getting so used to these foul calls. So just a made bucket for Christian Rodriguez. Put Schreiner up 3. Harvey circles. Now Clark over to Hanley. Right back to the super senior. The other super senior in the corner. Not falling for him today. And Schreiner escapes with the ball, trying to extend this lead. Cervantes stops with the ball. Tried the mid-range. Now the magical pass to the corner. Mackey again. First time he misses from deep. Hanley didn't see the ball for a second. Crowd alerted him, and then he takes it to the bucket. Ben Hanley nearly did not see the ball was thrown his way. The gasp from the crowd let him know to look, and then he was able to take it down for 2, and a third coming up. Hanley has struggled from the line, just 1 for 4. And he continues to struggle. That is 4 misses for Ben Hanley at the free throw line. It keeps Schreiner on top. It is crunch time. 4:15 to go. Mountaineers up 1. The 5th-seeded Schreiner against the 2-seeded Trinity Tigers, hosting this tournament and seeing a turnover fly their way. De Hoyo's not tall enough to reach it, and it'll go back to the Tigers.
And right now, if you are these Trinity Tigers, you have an opportunity to take back the lead. It really feels like you need to, because we saw with St. Thomas that if you don't hold the lead against these Mountaineers, they're going to run you down and they're going to beat you.
It has become increasingly clear this is no underdog. Last night we were saying the longer you leave an underdog in the game, the more dangerous they become. Well, they're in the championship. No underdog anymore. They are for real, and they are on top. But the Tigers trying to strike back. Brown stopped in his tracks. Clark gets De Hoyos up a minute. Now Barry rejected by Camden Ross. Jenkins gets the miss, but Cervantes steps in the way of the pass. That is 5 blocks, ladies and gentlemen, for Camden Ross, a season high. Mackey jab stepping away. Now gives it up to Cervantes from deep. Not gonna fall, but Rodriguez cleans up the miss. Schreiner up 3 with 3 to go. Camden Ross 5 blocks. He had 4 the last time they played Trinity in February, but now a new season high. Caleb Jenkins will get a trip to the line after this media timeout. He continues to work for every possession. And Schreiner up 3 with 3:03 to go. So much going on, Reed. A season on the line for both of these teams, and they are showing every bit of that so far.
Yeah, there is so much passion and athleticism on the court right now. And just when we thought the game was slowing down, there was a lot of free throws. Now we're going back and forth, and all of a sudden we blink, and there's just 3 minutes left in this championship game.
It was your idea, Reed, to ask every coach, what is something you admire about someone else in the tournament? And the answer from Coach El Rakabawi of Schreiner, he admires Trinity and Jimmy Smith, what he has done so quickly to establish a new culture, establish a new style of play. That's what he had to say, although he said he could easily compliment everyone in the conference. Well, right now, it is the culture being instilled by Coach Rock that is making waves in the Hill Country.
Yeah, and this culture, this winning culture that Coach Rock is instilling right now, like we said before, Schreiner, they played with their backs against the wall, not just in this tournament, but before the tournament even started. And they have played well, they played admirably, and they find themselves in the lead, and we will see if they can prove themselves and summit the mountain.
The last time Trinity hosted this tournament, was in 2014. The last time Trinity won this tournament was in 2014. Can they capture some CalGuard magic? They have 3 minutes to work with, and Caleb Jenkins about to shoot 2 to try to bring them closer. First one rattles out for Jenkins. Tigers now 12 of 18 from the line. Those are 6 points that would be awfully nice in their favor if you ask Jimmy Smith. Coach Rock could say the same thing with his team missing 9. Jenkins lets his coach breathe a little bit easier there with the make. Trinity down 2 with exactly 3 now left. Barry and Jenkins both out there playing with 4 fouls. So is Cervantes. A.J. Clark will certainly take that. Drops right in his hands, an errant pass, and then a foul. So we've gotten used to it now. Let's mosey on over to the free throw line.
A.J. Clark at the line. 2 shots.
It's not really a new story between these two teams. The last time Trinity played Schreiner, they attempted 44 free throws, by far the most they've had all season long. Still somehow not anywhere close. That game sure was slower, because if we're at 20 and it feels this slow, imagine what 44 feels like. Although never say never, we're marching our way there. Clark not going to hit the first. 7 missed free throws now for Trinity. Second one knocked through just like Jenkins, so slowly but surely Trinity trying to chip into this lead. It is 1 for Schreiner. Cervantes setting the screen for De Hoyos and the pass to Mackey. De Hoyos has it back. Now Mackey playing patty cake with De Hoyos. Finally Rodriguez involved. It looked like an alley-oop, but Rodriguez can take care of it himself. 2 more for Christian Rodriguez, well into double digits. But on the other end, a foul. Just the second personal foul on De Hoyos, so nothing he has to worry about. But on the team front, just another trip for A.J. Clark to get a pair. First one good for Clark. We mentioned why Hanley came back. Well, Clark, a 5th year as well, getting his master's in healthcare administration for the 3rd straight year, winning the Elite 19 award in the conference, and able to rattle home that free throw, an award that goes to the best student-athlete on both marks, student and athlete, classroom and court. Clark gets 2 free throws to pull his team within 1.
And right now, this game is still so close. It feels like ever since we've hit that 8-minute mark, there's barely been a moment where a team has been behind by more than 1 or 2 points.
Just listen to this crowd during the timeout. Battling chants of "Let's go Tigers" and "Let's go Schreiner" makes it almost impossible for us to hear ourselves. A wonderful environment all weekend long. Schreiner was on fire early from 3 thanks to one man, Dylan Mackey, went 4 for 4. Since then, just 1 of 11. So the 3-point shooting, not the same for Schreiner. Meanwhile, for Trinity, it hasn't really been there from the start. 5 of 23 from a 3-point line that they typically do much better in. 34% is second best in the SCAC. So will the averages do just that, average out? Or will Schreiner continue to defeat the odds? Mackey has Jenkins on him. Gets the Rodriguez screen, works around it. Now gives it up to De Hoyos. Shot clock approaching 10. De Hoyos finds Mackey. Here he is, the wing. Mackey magic continues for the Mountaineers. They're up 4 with under 2 to play. Barry reverses it to Brown. He cuts inside, finds Jenkins from the wing. The answer not there, and the board goes to Rodriguez. But before that, it looks like a foul will keep it on this end. It sure will. Rodriguez being called for the push on the rebound. And so Barry to the line instead of Schreiner getting to build on a 4-point lead.
Yeah, that is a big blow for Schreiner if Barry is able to connect on these free throws.
First free throw looks clean for Braxton Berry, a 59% shooter on the year. He won't shoot many free throws more important than these. A second one on the way. Both of them good for Braxton Berry, and Schreiner's lead is 2 with 1:33 to play. Schreiner can't get it in, but a timeout called by their coaching staff, Coach El Rakabawi, seeing them struggle from all the way to his bench, bails them out for now. A 2-point game with 1:33. We can't help but smile because this has been every sort of game for every sort of tournament that we could have hoped for. In every single way, we've had buzzer beaters, we've had comebacks, we've had great coaching, and we've had even better performances from players making plays.
Yeah, and throughout this entire tournament, it all leads up to this moment. Who will take home the trophy? Who will be able to say that they are champions of the SCAC? And right now, I think no matter who wins, they're going to be a great representative in the tournament for the SCAC.
I think you're absolutely right, Reed. Schreiner trying to make it them for the first time since 2018. That was their first ever conference championship, their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Meanwhile, Trinity, they haven't won the conference since 2014, but they were the benefit of the D3 transition of St. Thomas. Last year, the final period in which St. Thomas could not make the tournament. So despite the Celts winning it all here in the SCAC, Trinity got the bid to the tournament, and they made do with that. Certainly a program record win in the first round against Whitworth before falling to UMHB, but they are trying to claim their crown for the first time in nearly 10 years. Both teams fighting to the final second. And there are 93 of them left on the clock. 1:33 after this timeout. Schreiner, 67. Trinity, 65. De Hoyos to check it in. Mackey pressured. Hanley gets the steal. Clark recovers. And it's tied. There's the full court press working to perfection. And all of a sudden, 67 all. Shot clock at single digits. Mackey guarded by Jenkins. Held ball. No. Shot clock violation. But it stays with Trinity since they had possession of it. And now with under a minute to go, A.J. Clark giving directions to try to give Trinity the lead. Step back three, Clark off the rim, no good. Rebound for Mackey. Shot clock basically the same as the game clock at this point. De Hoyos has the ball. Now Mackey with it. De Hoyos taking his time. Jenkins trying to put a little pressure. 6 seconds now. He falls. It's a foul. Number 5 guarding number 5, and that'll be foul number 5 on Caleb Jenkins. A timeout on the way as Caleb Jenkins waves goodbye to this game. It is 67 all with 3.7 to go, and Alex De Hoyos will shoot a pair from the line. Jacob Harvey back in there. Alex De Hoyos got to Schreiner right after they won their championship. This is all he's been ever wanting. Put Schreiner ahead with that first free throw. Trinity has one timeout left, but it won't advance the ball. There's 3.7 seconds left. The second free throw, good! Christian Caldwell makes his way in for Schreiner. It'll be a full court play drawn up for the Tigers. Tanner Brown to send it in. Clark has it and crosses the timeline and calls a timeout. A heads-up play there by the super senior. 2.2 on the clock. Schreiner up 2. Trinity will have the ball to tie or win.
And this right here, this is where potential legends are made. 2 seconds left. Will we be reading about the free throws to win the game for Schreiner, or will we be talking about an amazing buzzer beater for Trinity?
One more round for the Trinity flag, trying to rile up the Tigers. The flag is booed by the Schreiner fans as it makes its way to their side. A gym that doesn't have many empty seats, and you see people hanging on the balconies. Other teams supporting the basketball program on campus. The first time this team has hosted the tournament since 2014. The last time they won it. It'll take a magical moment to win it. Schreiner shooting 48% as a team. They've missed 9 free throws, but the 2 biggest ones right now, as it stands, giving them the lead, Alex De Hoyos. And the timeout will continue, so we'll stick around with you. Coach El Rakabawi called De Hoyos a cold-blooded killer who, when he senses blood, he will strike. He has done it on Friday, he has done it on Saturday, and he has done it again tonight. We were saying as he shot those free throws, he came to Schreiner right after they won their first program championship. He's been wanting to get back there, 5th year now, and he's 2.2 seconds away from the title. The 5 for the Tigers: Harvey, Berry, Hanley, Brown, and Clark. Caldwell, Mackey, De Hoyos, Cervantes, and Ross will defend for Schreiner. 2.7 to go, and Schreiner up by 2. Here we go. Clark looking for Brown. Brown will put it up. No good! The Mountaineers climb the mountaintop. And for just the second time in program history, the Schreiner Mountaineers are champions of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. They came into this tournament as the 5th seeded team. They got in barely by winning their final game of the regular season, in which they were down 10 with 12 minutes to go. They saved their season at home in Kerrville. They brought the Kerrville Chaos to San Antonio, and 3 wins in 3 days gives the Mountaineers a trophy to take back to the Hill Country.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Shriner, they are going to be the story to talk about entering this national tournament. Wherever they go, they will bring the chaos with them. And as I said before, they are going to be a great representative for this conference.
Look at the celebration for Shriner. Just a little pocket of the many, many Shriner fans who made their way to San Antonio. And they are loving every second of this celebration. Coach Marwan El Rakabawi was an assistant the last time the Mountaineers won, and now he's in charge. What a journey he has had. An attorney with a side gig as a coach. Now he is a conference champion. They are posing for their photos. They will receive the trophy and they will cut down the nets. You will see every second of it here on Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up after the celebration, but we want to let you enjoy the scene for Shriner. 69-67, champions of the SCAC.
We will now announce the 2023 men's all-tournament team. Please come forward to Mr. Dwayne Hamburger when your name is called. Here's the all-tournament team. From Shriner, Dylan Mackey. From Centenary, Seth Thomas. From Trinity, Tanner Brown. from Trinity, A.J. Clark. From Shriner, Alex De Hoyos. And of course now the tournament MVP from Shriner, Camden Ross. Congratulations to this year's 2023 National Tournament team. Congratulations again, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, before we present the 2023 SCAC Men's Basketball Championship Trophy, we'd like to recognize this year's runner-up, the Tigers of Trinity University. And now, SCAC Commissioner Wayne Henry will present the championship trophy to the 2023 Southern Peninsula Valley Conference Men's Basketball Champions, the Mountaineers of Shriner University. Congratulations again to the Mountaineers.
You have seen it all. Alex De Hoyos holding the trophy alongside Bo Cervantes, and right behind them, the tournament MVP, Camden Ross. You're looking at the Shriner Mountaineers, champions of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, coming into San Antonio, winning Friday against Colorado College, winning Saturday against an undefeated St. Thomas team, and winning Sunday against a Trinity team playing in their home gym. It didn't happen by a lot, but it happened, and they're moving on.
Yeah, and well-deserved by the Mountaineers. And really, their tournament started the weekend before. They had to make a great comeback against Texas Lutheran. A clutch layup beats Colorado College. They upset the #1 team in the conference in St. Thomas, who hadn't lost a conference game all year. And then to come into this gym of Trinity and upset them here, it makes the story just so inspiring.
And how much did they win these games by, Reed? It seems like every game was a heartbreaking finish for their opponent, because at every turn when it mattered most, Shriner came through.
Well, they beat Colorado College on that layup by 2. St. Thomas got a last-second layup, but that wasn't enough. They lost by 1. And right here, they beat Trinity by 2. These Mountaineers, they love to live on the edge, but as mountain climbers, they have that adrenaline. They love it. And they're going to take that adrenaline, they're going to take that rush that they got from this game, and they will head to who knows where, and they are going to take whoever they face to task.
3 wins by a combined 5 points. And perhaps the perfect, most fitting ending to all our mountain metaphors, literally climbing a ladder and reaching the peak of it to cut down the net. Your 2023 SCAC champion Shriner Mountaineers. Before we go, we want to congratulate the Trinity Tigers on a fantastic season. They fought till the very end. They had a chance to win on a buzzer beater, but it was not their night. More than anyone, congratulations to AJ Clark and Ben Hanley, two fifth-year seniors who have played their final game. Also, want to congratulate Caleb Jenkins and Griffin Levine, who are fourth-year seniors who have also been celebrated on senior night and may have just played their final game for the Tigers. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Coach Jimmy Smith. But more pressing right now, a major congratulations to head coach Marwan El Rakabawi, the Egyptian turned Texan, helping his players climb that ladder and celebrating every moment of this championship. It has been an absolute pleasure. Reed, I'm so glad you came over from the softball game today. So glad you joined us on Friday. 10 games in 3 days covering 12 teams, and we finally have 2 champions. An experience we'll never forget.
Absolutely not. And I thank you for letting me join. This has been an awesome experience, and I hope there's more to come.
It's been so much fun from noon on Friday to what time is it now? 4:38 on Sunday. Non-stop basketball. And I can't forget also, thank you to all 12 coaches for opening up and trusting us with conversations. This tournament wouldn't have been the same without that insight. It allowed us to bring you the most up-to-date information and the most statistically sound game that we could, but not focusing on just numbers, also having those anecdotes and those stories to tell about the players and the teams, because there is so much to these guys and these women who play basketball on the other side than just the numbers they put up. So thank you to them. Thank you to everyone that put this tournament together, the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, Trinity University, and everyone who put it together. Just so many people to thank. We could go on forever, but we'll leave it at that. You'll keep seeing the Shriner Mountaineers cutting the net. And one final time for Reed Rosales, I'm Brian Yanselson. Good night.